Freedom Radio Hour. Live on Capital Radio 91.6 FM.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Freedom Radio Hour. I'm your host, DJ Adam Cruz, and I have my fantastic co-host here,
Eddie Nicholas. What up, beautiful people, and welcome to Capital Radio 91.6 FM. Well, Adam, let's put both feet in the water. What is going on in the musical world today? I'm sure you got some information about Mr. Jay-Z. What is he up to?
Subscriptions.
Subscriptions.
Jay-Z and everybody, all they keep talking about are subscriptions. They're trying to get your money. They don't want it one time. They want it every single month. Right here, you're tuned into the Freedom Radio Hour. We give you that great music along with wonderful music business news and trends from around
the world.
That's right. So yes, last we were talking about Jay-Z's Tidal music streaming service. He's trying to be like the Bose of streaming. He's touting high quality streaming and a lot of exclusivity. What does that mean? He got him and 15 to 16 of his famous friends to go sit up on a stage to commit to providing exclusive content on the Tidal service.
Okay.
Well, we were laughing because the last episode, one of the major fans of Beyonce's first upload took that and snatched it and put it right up on YouTube. And so this is creating a big problem because the other thing is that at this rate, you have Spotify in the game. They're running things. They're $10 a month. You got Jay-Z, who's $20 a month with the Tidal service. Either way you slice it, the business reports are coming back to suggest that Tidal's subscription base, while it's currently at 770,000 subscribers, which is great, it's not making enough money. So I'm kind of laughing because you and I have talked about the biggest eyesore here, which is that nobody's going to pay for high quality streaming because you're getting it from show your phone to the camera. That's where they're listening. That's how you're listening. Look at the little itty bitty camera, little bitty speakers that come with it. Already you're at a disadvantage. Why would you want to pay more knowing that you're going to get it at a little bitty sound coming out of your phone, right?
Background noise.
It's background noise, and that's the thing. And that's a bit what they're arguing. They're arguing, look, we're for the music lovers, not just for the people that want music in the background or the ambient sounds. We're going after Tidal lovers should be people that are really into the music, except the proof is in the pudding, and it's not really happening. And let me tell you something else. Remember I was talking about Dr. Dre, his Beats headphones, and Apple bought it, and then they made a subscription service? Well, Apple realized that the Tidal subscribers, they wanted to be able to apply to Tidal subscriptions through the Apple operating system, iOS it's called. So Apple's charging 30% more. So like now instead of like $19.99 a month, it's more like $25.99 a month if you're going to buy through the Apple service.
Well, I don't blame Apple. How dare you come and want to use my service and think I'm not going to get any money? That's basically what they said. And then they're going to charge you now. It's easier because everything is right here, but you're going to pay for it.
Right. If you want to go through our little channel, you're going to pay 30% more. That's like a PayPal or something. You know, if you want to use PayPal, they'll take a little bit and you got to pay a little fee. I find it to be hilarious because it's very targeted to the Tidal person. Well, anyway, speaking of streaming services, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to break down more about streaming services, and then there's all the subscription services that are coming out. You won't believe it, but what if you could pay a per month rate to access a certain number of shows? Would you pay to see live concerts, have access to it at the anytime you want it?
I have PBS, Channel 13, and Channel 23, and they provide me with all the wonderful concerts, ballet, and every other thing. And yes, I make donations, but I don't have to pay a monthly subscription service. But for those people that would love to do that type of thing, I say more power to you. We'll be back. Capital Radio 91.6 FM, the Heartbeat of Sudan.
Freedom Radio Hour. Live on Capital Radio 91.6 FM.
What up, beautiful people, and welcome back to Capital Radio 91.6 FM. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie Nicholas, and I'm sitting here with the one and only
Mr. Adam Cruz.
Hey,
We're live and direct right here on the Freedom Radio Hour, giving you music business news and trends from around the globe. We're cracking up over the break, talking about subscription services.
Yes.
And you know that there's a whole bunch. You know, like you could get styled now. There's the 5-4 Club. There's mensrack.com. There's all these like services. You could pay $60 a month and get styled from head to toe. we were talking about the Tidal service and their music and what they're doing, but nowadays everything is subscription. So if you're not buying into some sort of music streaming service, they want you to buy into some sort of styling service. Well, now there's another one that's come out that I think is kind of interesting. It's called Jukely. Think of like jukebox.
Okay.
Jukely Unlimited is an app that they're trying to raise money for. So far, they've raised $8 million towards their product. And it's an app that basically provides subscribers $25 a month, and you can get access to an unlimited amount of shows in your local area. What do I mean? I'm talking live concerts, live performances, then comedy shows, music shows, local acts, local anything you pay your per month rate, and you could access a certain amount of shows or an unlimited amount of shows per month. Also, the other thing is that they allow you to bring like a friend with you to the live concert. So it's not like you have to pay per month and you only have access to yourself. Evidently, there's the opportunity to bring someone. Do you feel like this is... Because they're really thinking this will revolutionize the way that we discover music, because a lot of the subscribers to this service, Jukely Unlimited, they're saying that, wow, I'm seeing artists that I've never heard before. This could be an avenue for you and I could get discovered through someone's subscription service. What do you think of that? Well, first of all, would you pay $25 a month for a service like that?
Personally, no.
Right, because first of all, you have to go out a lot. Let's be 100% real about that. You have to go out a lot in order to make it worthwhile. But what do you think would be the other thing? You went to Bold Sisters and all these things you like to. You go to a lot of events. Don't you think that would save you on cost to pay per month instead of? Well,
I think a lot of times, people actually want to be there. And again, paying for services that basically we have PBS, Channel 13, Channel 23, all these services that are community funded and provide you with great entertainment across the board. Right. It's just a matter of one has to be astute enough to seek out and find out. We got PBS all over the country. Somebody's performing, dancing, tripping, jumping, hollering somewhere.
Right.
And you can catch it all on your television. Right. And again, when you pay for these cable services, the MTVs, they supposedly have certain exclusive material that you can't see, the VH1s and all that type of stuff, the Fuse channels. So with all these channels, they're already providing you with concerts.
Right.
And again, when you start getting to the Christian channels, that's a whole nother genre in
it's
itself.
Like a whole other world.
You pay your service via your cable service and you get all of these subscriptions and all of these concerts already. Right.
But I do have to say that one of the biggest things that we try to identify what we learn here and share it with you, because if you're into dance music, see, here on the Freedom Radio Hour, we love our house music and we love it soulful, with vocals, with meaning, and where a lot of us are in the community that creates the music, produces the music, or promotes the music in some way. So what can we learn from this? I feel like all of the subscription stuff is a learning lesson for us, because I'll tell you what we're not doing enough of. We don't have our own subscription game going, because everywhere you look right now, it's about subscription. They don't want your money one time. They want your money every month.
Every month.
On a schedule, some sort of schedule. They want your money.
Well, bills got to be paid, and the people that set up and create these apps have to be paid so they can maneuver and manage what you paying for, what they send out by pressing that little button.
We're going to take a quick break right here on Capital Radio 91.6 FM, the Heartbeat of Sudan.
Be back shortly.
Freedom Radio Hour.
What up, beautiful people, and welcome back to Capital Radio 91.6 FM, the Heartbeat of Sudan. Boom, 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 boom. Adam, we were, discussing a couple of things, but, my question is, again, with all the advent of all these apps and all this technology and all these ways for us to be able to find music and concerts, etc., how does that warrant against any type of piracy? Isn't there still a hint and a threat of that, even though everything that they're trying to do is to kind of like lack in piracy?
Well, that's right. I mean, we always talk about how these subscription services like Spotify in part kind of marginalized piracy, because YouTube and Spotify and other companies like that made it possible for you to get music for free. Because, right now on YouTube, without an account, you could just search up whatever you want and just sit through an ad real quick and then listen or watch anything you want to. And so what Spotify did was to create like the freemium service so you can go free to pay. So what I'm thinking is what's happening now is that these companies and these apps are developing because they're able to get funding. Remember, I was talking about Jukely Unlimited, which is going to be a concert app. It's going to be basically the Spotify for concert goers. They raised $8 million, and over the break, you're saying, "Wow, I'm gagging that somebody can create a product like that and have that kind of funding." That's where it's at. See, the biggest thing that we're dealing with here in creating the music is that we're providing the engine and the fuel for all of these companies to thrive off the backs of the creators, people that create music and film and products. So it becomes a real problem. I'll tell you one thing that they're trying to do. First of all, there's this international foundation. They're called the International Federation of Phonographic Industry. It's always some long name. It's never short, But anyway, they just released their report, and essentially they're saying that in terms of profits, we're at nearly half that we were 20 years ago. So in 2 decades, we've managed to get to 50% in terms of our value right now in the music industry, which is an appalling amount because if you figure we're in 2015 now, imagine what happens in 4 more years. Remember I was telling you in a few episodes back how they're predicting that download sales will plummet between now and 2019 to the token of 45% drop. So all of the download stuff is dropping. So they are scrambling to try to make money. Who's they? The industry, labels, publishers. People are trying to make money where there's a loss now between streaming services and the dying download. Okay, so that's why subscription services come up. But one thing that they've done now in dealing with a lot of the loss is to try to align releases. See, I don't know if you realize this, but if you are into, like, say, Madonna, her latest album, Rebel Heart, it was released in the U.S. on one day, and then a week or some odd time later was released in another country.
Okay.
And so what they're saying is, they're saying that this week time that lags in between them, the U.S. release and the rest of the world, that piracy happens because people with the internet want things fast. They don't want to wait. So overseas, they're saying, oh, the U.S. got it first, let's get it. And so they'll snatch it, rip it, and create piracy out of that. So what they want to do now is create a one day where everything was released, a global release day.
Okay.
They're trying to say they want it to be a Friday. So historically, this is how it kind of came about, just to give you a little background information. So release days from the label's perspective, they set the day to be Tuesday for a long time. Why? Because the product would ship over the weekend and then whatever would arrive over the weekend and then into Monday. So that would make sure by Tuesday all the stores were fully stocked for what they were ready to sell. So Tuesday became an ideal date when you consider the shipping obstacles that occur. But now that's kind of dead. So they had to figure out what I mean was that's kind of dead. I mean that the CD nowadays is this like marginal business. It's not the way it used to be. Certainly it's not in the way that's dictating the way we do things in the industry. Now the industry is trying to flip it. To deal with piracy, they're trying to make it so that the release day is the same. So it would be available in the U.S. and the rest of the world all on the same day, which on the surface seems like, a slam dunk, like, oh, duh, you should have been doing that. But on the U.S. side, they're not so pressed about it. And of course, it's always about money. They're basically saying, well, show us the argument that tells us by moving the day from Tuesday to Friday, there's an increase in sales. Leave it to the U.S. to leave it all about that money because we're dying, but we want to know. If we switch the day, were we making more money?
Of course.
But anyway, so I think it's fascinating that we're trying to deal with, we still trying to fight piracy, and I think we're barking up the wrong tree. Why? Because as we've come to realize, you'll have a title streaming service with its exclusive content that'll be snatched and ripped and put up somewhere else, and then YouTube takes it down. Then it just repeats. It's a really big problem. It's a really huge problem.
Yes, and YouTube is quick for snatching stuff down.
And now everything's like a robot. It's not even like a real person. It's like a bot that just sends a takedown notice and they pull it. But anyway, that's all we're going to break down for today. Definitely check out freedomradiohour.com and post under everything that we're posting because we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you and let us know what you think about all these topics. It's really important for us. We hope you agree. Thank you for listening. Capital Radio 91.6 FM, the Heartbeat of Sudan. Definitely check out EddieNicholas.com, DJAdamCruz.com. We have brand new records out. One Time is a new single along with Shake on Mixtape Sessions. And check out yours truly, the Freedom album by Adam Cruz, available everywhere. All right. Have a great week, a great weekend. I'll see you next time, everyone.
See you next time. Capital Radio 91.6 FM.
Peace.